me to say wannabe dictator?
Sure, you can say wannabe dictator, but I don't even think he wants to be a dictator.
Of course he does. That's what you do when you lose an election and you go, oh, I got fake electors and I'd like to terminate the Constitution and bring out the tanks and use martial law against American citizens and shoot protesters. I mean, if that's not fascist, then I guess the word just shouldn't exist.
But
true. Why do we even have the word?
The crazy guy that you would see on the corner of the street just ranting and raving has his own YouTube platform, and his name is Destiny. And here he is, making absolutely no sense yet again. Let's see what Destiny has to say.
Actually, true. I agree with Anna. We shouldn't even have the word fascist, right? We should just get rid of every single thing that's inconvenient to Donald Trump, I think, right? Remember after the Civil War and we were doing Reformation and people in Congress were like, okay, but for real, if somebody like Civil Warred against us, we probably shouldn't have that person in office again, right? Well, at least if they were if they held office before and they swore an oath to the Constitution and then they literally Civil Warred against us, we probably shouldn't have that person in office again, right? Isn't that kind of crazy, right? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But then today, the Supreme Court's like, well, but that's really inconvenient now because now there's a guy that's really popular who kind of did do that and he wants to run for office again. So we're going to have to go ahead and just say, we're going to ignore that part. We're just going to ignore that part of the 14th Amendment, okay? We're just going to pretend that part didn't exist.
It's so wild and hypocritical to me how the left are all about controlling words. Like, they want you to, if a man is dressed like a woman, you have to refer to them as a woman. Oh, but if you call Trump a fascist, that should be okay even if it's inaccurate. And if you don't, and if you tell them it's inaccurate to call him a fascist, well, we might not even use that word. Can anyone explain to me the rationale behind it? Make it make sense to me, people.
I mean, if that's not fascist, then I guess the word just shouldn't exist.
But was he able to do those things?
First of all, his entire cabinet had to threaten, not cabinet, administration, his White House team had to say, we're all going to mass resign.
Thank you. I wonder if any of these are coming from me because of all the J6 research bullshit I've done on stream. Or maybe other people. I know a lot of other people made videos and shown on it. Regardless of where it's coming from, thank you. Yes, they did. But nobody even knows what this is. Nobody knows what he's talking about. Nobody knows what this means. Nobody knows what the DOJ is. Nobody knows what the associate AGs do. Nobody knows the civics in the United States. You have to have like a 5-hour conversation with an American for them to even understand why this is bad. It's so fucking frustrating.
His White House team had to say, we're all going to mass resign if you roll out tanks against American citizens.
Okay, so if you think he's a fascist, wouldn't
she doesn't even care. She's like, okay, whatever. So, and?
That justify taking physical action against him?
No.
And then what is this like glowing rhetoric? Like, oh, then do you want to go kill him, Jenk? You want to go kill him then, buddy? Like the good Muslim killer murderer you are? Like, what the fuck, Anna? What the fuck?
So if you think he's a fascist, wouldn't that justify taking...
It's weird how Destiny has to bring up the whole Muslim thing. Like, that's not what Anna was getting at. She's saying if you really think he's this fascist dictator, then wouldn't it be the right thing to do away with him? I mean, it's the whole evil German bad analogy. Like, if you saw an evil German man, if you went back in time and you had the opportunity to unalive him, don't you think it would be your duty to do so? That's what she's getting at here. But of course, Destiny is just as unhinged as Jenk, pretending like he doesn't know what she's talking about.
Taking physical action against him?
No, because that doesn't help. That devolves us further into fascism.
Yeah, exactly.
But
what do you mean exactly? What point do you think you're making? I think Donald Trump's a fascist. I think you're wrong. What do you mean? Well, if he was a fascist, shouldn't you be out there trying to kill him? Well, no, I think that would probably do irreparable damage to our democracy, and it kind of undermines the point I'm trying to make that we should.
It would do harm to our democracy to unalive a fascist, but wouldn't the fascists have already done away with our democracy? Make it make sense, Destiny.
Be a democracy. Exactly. Exactly what? Exactly what?
There's a difference between somebody shooting someone, that's fascism, and saying, I disagree with them, don't elect the fascist prick who says only white people are awesome and everybody else is garbage and should be banned. No, look, I'm not gonna take a chance with a monster like that.
True, take a chance. Yes, true. And this, yeah, and the fact that they're conceding Donald Trump is a fascist, and they're like, they don't even say no, he's not, and no, he wouldn't try to be. They'd say, well, he probably wouldn't be successful. What the fuck? What the fuck? What's America? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, big guy? Every time I hear stuff like this, I'm thinking of the, I see his face.
Nick.
What's going on?
What's going on, big guy? You just tripped my wife.
What's going on here, America?
should be banned. No,
Look,
I'm not gonna take a chance with a monster like that.
I know, you're focusing on whether or not you're gonna vote for him. I don't give a damn about that, and that's not what I'm asking you about, Cenk. I don't think that this rhetoric, especially from elected members of Congress, is helpful at a time.
I don't agree.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, Anna, why do I not agree? Because, so Trump's helpful's rhetoric?
No, his rhetoric is awful.
Okay, if you don't want to be called fascist, stop saying fascist things. It's not that hard.
Yes. And it's not even like Trump is on the, it's not even like Trump is saying like, we need to have, I don't even know. My mind is so fucked with the American district. It's not even like Trump is like riding the line. It's just like, he's like full of like, the media is the enemy of the people. What is the full quote for the, this is not, I'm going to be on, hold on. There's no way that he actually said this, right?
You know, when
Fuck me. I've only read the quote, but I haven't heard it in context because I was hoping that the full context makes it sound a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know how you could make this sound better.
they let, I think the real number is 15, 16 million people into our country. When they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be, and then we built a tremendous piece of the wall, and then we're going to build more. You know, when
Also, and nobody calls Trump out for this, okay? People come to the United States of America because the United States of America, from top to bottom, if you're motivated to do the work, has some of the best opportunities in the world for everybody, from lower class worker to middle class worker to upper class worker. We definitely have our issues, but that's why they fled here. Illegal immigrants don't come here because they want to kill people in America instead of killing people in their own countries. They come here because they want the opportunities that are afforded to people in the United States of America, and they're willing to risk doing it illegally. It's not good. You shouldn't be an illegal immigrant, but you're throwing your own country under the bus when you say shit like this, right?
Holy cow, that jaw was working in overtime swivel. It was like hyper swiveling. I never seen that before. Hyper swivel. Super Street Fighter 2 Hyper Swivel Turbo. That jaw was working. Honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Destiny and I'm like, is it even worth rebutting him? Like, I think we all know how wrong he is and how stupid he sounds. He plays the clip straight up with what Donald Trump says, and anyone with a brain, with working brain cells, with even a few wrinkles in your brain, on your brain, would see what he actually meant and see, like, and would be asking themselves, well, where's the lie with that? When you just let everyone in here, not vetting anybody, not keeping track of anybody, you're going to get a lot of bad people coming in here. And yeah, it is a land of opportunity. It's also a land of opportunity for criminals to commit crime. Especially when we're not vetting them, when we're not even keeping track of them. We're not even threatening to deport any of them. Like, not a lot of them get deported, and if they do, they sneak back in willy-nilly. But and Destiny just calls it, well, that's fascist. I guess every other country on Earth then is fascist because every other country wants to protect their borders. Name me one country that's just, you could go in, you could go out, you don't need papers, you don't need visas, you don't need anything, you don't need a passport. You could just go in and go out as you please. Where's that country at? It doesn't exist, at least not a civilized country. But Destiny with his TDS, of course, is going to be with Cenk Uygur because they both have TDS. And they're both absolutely insane. And I don't post these up to try to, I mean, listen, I just wanted to post this up just to see how ridiculous Destiny is. Again, there's no valid argument he makes that I have to rebut. Because who's going to listen to this dude? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, I got a whole bunch more goodies for you on the screen to click on and enjoy.